2018 was truly a good year for anime as a whole. Lots and lots of very good TV shows and movies that can be considered animes came out and really blew me away with how cool and fun and well animated they were. And since I haven't seen them all, here's my list of the best anime TV shows from 2018. Number 10. Motherfuckers. The year started off strong in October when this little title made its way to a theater in my area and I went to go see it. I had originally seen the trailers for it online as I follow G-Kids, who released it in theaters, and thought it only looked meh, but I was surprised and glad to learn that it was actually very good, no matter what some dicks on Rotten Tomatoes think. It isn't too unique, but I thought once they stole the ice cream truck and the movie stayed fun for the rest of the time, the side characters like Crocodile kept upping the ante and making the movie and the finale truly epic. MFKZ got a 7. Number 9. One Piece. The longest show I've ever seen has been One Piece. The comic One Piece started in 1996 and has put out once a week for more than 20 years. The anime for it, though, came out in 1999 and will be going for more than 20 years in 2019. Right now, though, the anime is only 19 years old, and it has 1,079 episodes. If you started One Piece and didn't eat or sleep or go to the bathroom, it would take you 3 weeks to catch up to One Piece, not counting the extra 3 episodes that come out as you're watching the anime. But I'm not caught up yet. I started One Piece last year, and I'm almost through the City in the Sky arc, which has been very boring but very cool at the same time. It's had moments like when Luffy deflected Enel's electricity and Enel freaked the freak out. Anyway, I know that in the next arc he gets Gear 2, so I'm really excited for it because Luffy will finally be badass. I'm so excited for it that I just had to put this in my top 10 anime of 2018 list. One Piece is a 8. One Piece is a 8. 8. One of my favorite animes from the last few years has been this TV show called My Hero Academy. Just one look at this show and it should be very obvious why me and so many other people love it so much. Deku is heroic, and despite the fact he's just a high schooler, he keeps finding new ways to control and use One For All in inventive ways. Besides him, though, All Might losing his powers is a great and interesting idea. Bakugo is angry and kind of inspiring, and Tome, or whatever the invisible girl's name is bare but naked. Oh my god! Bet you never realized that until now, huh? But the TV show this year was kinda lame after the first season of episodes. If you haven't seen it yet, then spoiler alert, All Might fights All For One and uses up the last of his All For One in the coolest fight in the whole show. But I guess the last season didn't make enough money because the show didn't look as good as last year, and they didn't get Yutaka Nakamura to draw the fight scene between All Might and One For All. But did you know that Yutaka Nakamura did still work on Hero Academy this year? Yep. But it wasn't on the show, it was the movie, Two Heroes, which I went to go see in theaters. If you haven't seen this movie, it's like an entire season of the TV show all wrapped up into one movie. All the characters are there, they go to some theme park or an island or something, a villain interrupts it, Deku and his class sneak around and fight some small fries, and then All Might takes care of the big bad guy. It's just like the show. It's just like the show. And the last fight, which is epic by the way, was done by Yutaka Nakamura and looked awesome. 6 out of 10. Number 6. You know, you can keep your Evangelions and your Galactic Heroes and your Steins Gates, because I'm a common man, and sometimes a common man feels like turning off his brain, sitting in his laid-back chair, and laying back for some good old-fashioned fun. And no show this year was as fun to me as Osomatsu-san. Everyone from Season 1 is back and even meaner than before, and just like last season, Ichimatsu is still the most relatable character in any animes I've ever watched. When I first watched this show in 2015 in the first season, I thought the blue outline on everyone was very strange, but as Season 2 wrapped up, it was finally very funny to me. Everyone in the show is mean or angry or a retard, and all of them have good chemistry that work very well together. I'm very glad this show got a second season, and now I'm hoping for a third as well. Here's to Season 3, Studio Pierrot. Number 5. Pop Team Epic. The name really says it all for this one. Like a balloon, you see the cartoonish character designs, and then pop go your expectations. It's very funny. The parts where the characters are ugly and not on model are some of my favorite scenes in any animes that I've ever seen. Sometimes the comedy is so weird that I feel like I'm high or something. I can't wait to finish it. Number 4. Ranma 1/2 Anime Review. Ranma half is about a boy that gets turned into a girl with big boobs with cold water, but when he gets hot water, he's back into a man with a dick even though we don't see it. It's a show that's long. It has 161 episodes and 3 movies and 11 OVAs. People say that there are 12, but the only way to watch the 12th one is with the words at the bottom, and I can't read that fast, so I just say that there's 11 and not 12. Ranma likes fighting, even when he's a girl, and he does it with a lot of people like Shampoo, a Chinese girl, Moose, a Chinese boy, and a lot of other people from China. Because he fell in a pool in China, I guess Ranma really hates people from China. Ranma is forced by his retarded fucking dad to marry Akane Tendo, even though they both hate each other, and Akane's a bitch. The story is about Ranma getting more girls to like him even though he hates them, and some boys like him too, but that's fucking gay. In the end, he has like 12 girls who like him, like Shampoo, who's a Chinese girl, Ukyo, who's a chef, and some other ones too. I first found Ranma half back in the 7th grade, back in when I was 13, and when I found a top 10 genderbender top 10, I saw Ranma's tits and thought that it was hot. I watched all 162 episodes in 2 weeks, and even though I didn't jack off, I thought it was cool with a capital C. This cartoon I think is pretty good, except for the parts that annoyed me. Like, I hate Shampoo and Moose and all the other Chinese people because they're all clingy retards. I like Akane and Ukyo, but all the girls in the cartoon are bitches who beat up Ranma. Anyways, this show is probably the longest show I've watched. My favorite TV cartoon before Ranma was this show named Bobobo, about a man with an afro and his friend who looks like somebody peeled half an orange. But Boob only had 76 chapters, so since Ranma has 161, I think it's better since I watched it more. My favorite part of the show I'm talking about is the comedy. I don't usually like comedy shows that much because they usually can't make me laugh, but when I was watching Ranma, I kept finding that I was laughing at every episode, even the ones with the Chinese kids and the old guy who I hate. But the way that Ranma was funny to me and how other shows aren't is that Ranma has good characters. Like I said before, Akane is a bitch. But there are even times when she isn't, like this time Ranma falls and she sprays him with water and gave Ranma a piggyback ride, which is funny because he wouldn't do it if he were a boy, but gave up when he was a girl. My other favorite part of Ranma is the characters. Ranma is funny and rude and a badass when he's a boy, and when he's a girl he's still really funny and cool, and Akane has times when she's nice, so she's like my mom. Ukyo is cool and has nice looking hair, and even the Chinese retards can be funny sometimes too, like in OVA 1 when Shampoo doesn't know the metal thing is giving her the bipolar, and her grandma uses it to set her up with Ranma, and Moose is chained up so he doesn't tell Ranma. Overall, the characters are really funny and cool, even if they're bitches and beat up Ranma. The graphics of this show are old. I watched the show on YouTube app on my Wii at 360p when I first watched it, and it was really good looking, but because I could still see Ranma's girl nipples, I kept watching. The characters in Ranma are all skinny and have pretty good sized boobs, except if they are boys, or old, or named Akane Tendo, which Ranma says a lot in the start of the Ranma show. But the characters all have hair that's easy to remember, like Rhonda's ponytail or Shampoo's balls. But my favorite hair is Ukyo's because it doesn't look stupid and is realistic. Overall, Ranma is a very great anime with a lot to like and is probably my favorite anime after watching it recently. The characters are all cool and it has good fights and is really very one of a kind. I give Ranma half an 8 out of 10. Number 2. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I've never been a fan of Marvel movies. They've always been just a little too boring, and none of them ever feel much like a comic book. Spider-Verse does, though. It looks like a comic, it sounds like a comic. Spider-Man is finally a teenager instead of a 25-year-old person pretending to be a teenager. And it's because it got a little Asian girl in it, I can technically call it an anime show. Anyway, this movie is filled to the brim with fun and action and beautiful colors and fun characters. Spider-Noir especially is funny to me, and the fact that they casted Nicolas Cage as him made me laugh very hard. But there are also parts of this movie that almost made me cry, like when it's revealed Aaron's uncle is actually his father, or when it turns out Kingpin is actually already from another universe. So many of the twists and turns of this movie caught me off guard, and some of the comedy was so funny it felt like I was high or something, especially the third time I went to go see it. Number 7. Devilman. Number 1 is Kotaku's Tim Rogers' Dragon Quest XI The Kotaku Review. So those are the best animes of 2017. Have a good day.